Hello, my YouTube friends and fam. Just want to come out in here and talk about another situation that's hot on the YouTube streets right now and in the mainstream news. This time we're going to be talking about the childhood vaccines that the U.S. has now recommended that the children get fewer shots. So basically, what they have done is a whole nother vaccine schedule overhaul. What this means is your child will not have, instead of getting, let's say, with maybe 30 shots, they may have been reduced now to 15, 20 shots. Now, I know that sounds like a bit much, but when my children were in school, I felt so bad for them, but at the same time, I felt like this is what they need. So I will go ahead. I am a vaxxer, yes. So I think I touched on this subject not too long ago. But yes, it is in the news that they have did a complete overhaul with the recommendations for the childhood vaccine schedule. Now, a lot of people, now this is a touchy subject because I know a lot of folks, there's some folks, they have skepticism when it comes to vaccinations for their children. I get it. Me, on the other hand, I am more of a, how should I say, scientist type girl, and I'm just going from my own personal experiences. With the vaccines, my children were, they never did have any sort of crazy side effect. They never got sick from the vaccine, so there wasn't a concern there. They were never hospitalized for vaccines, never had any of that. So they never had any of those side effects that they spoke on. Again, I know this is a touchy subject, and I know some people have their beliefs, they have their religious beliefs about the vaccines, and that's fine. That's totally fine. It's your children. It's, if this is what you want, fine. Only thing I have an issue with, I don't want to see a bunch of children end up in the hospital as a result. As a parent, as a grandparent, I really don't want to see a lot of children ending up in the ICUs because they didn't take the advice of the scientists or the doctors. I really don't want to see their little lifespans cut because this is some serious stuff, guys. We talking Hep B vaccines. We're talking RSV. We're talking the flu. I get it. You don't want your kid to have a COVID shot. Hey, that's totally up to you. That's just something that, but we're talking about these immunizations that they're cutting back on have eliminated diseases from the 40s, the 50s, and so on. We don't see those diseases in children anymore. My fear is if they do this and then you have folks that are, hesitant already, or they already don't want to, give their children all of these vaccines, that it's going to be bad. My fear, that's my fear. And I don't want to see that happen to these children. I don't want to see it happen to anybody. That these diseases that have been pretty much wiped out practically could possibly resurface. So yeah, that is something to keep in mind, or food for thought. Like they say, the best thing to do, I would suggest, talk to my pediatrician, talk to the doctor, and if they say, hey, have a conversation, then you decide what's best for your child. But yes, guys, I wanted to come on here and just kind of, throw that out there and talk about that. If you like the video, go ahead and give it a like. If you like the content, subscribe to the channel if you like. If you want to, feel free to go ahead and drop a little chit chat in the comments. You're welcome. Please keep it civil. Please keep it respectful. And I will be back with another video. Take care.